Coming up on Torrance today, President Joe Biden tests negative for COVID-19 and comes out of isolation after 5 days. Hear his message for Americans. The largest wildfire of the year in California is burning close to 19,000 acres near Yosemite, and Torrance firefighters are on the scene. And live theater is coming back to Wilson Park. Find out what Shakespeare Plays will be premiering this weekend at our amphitheater. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 27th. We are halfway through the week. I hope it's going smoothly so far. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. President Joe Biden tested negative for COVID-19 for the second time this morning, ending his 5-day isolation period. He gave remarks about his recovery and the tools available to all Americans.
I want to thank you all for your well wishes, your prayers over this past week and the calls I've gotten. I also want to thank the medical team here at the White House. We should take precautions to try to slow the spread of this virus. My administration has made billions of dollars in funding available to improve ventilation in our schools and our public buildings. We've made tests widely available so you can take one before attending a large indoor gatherings or visiting with high-risk individuals. We've made high-quality masks available for free. What's different now is our ability to protect ourselves from serious illness due to COVID. COVID was killing thousands of Americans a day when I got here. That isn't the case anymore. You can live without fear by doing what I did. Get boosted, get tested, and get treatment.
President Biden urges every American to get vaccinated and boosted and says you don't have to be a president to get the tools he used to recover from the virus. He says he only experienced mild symptoms and says he's thankful to get back to the Oval Office and resume his in-person work as president. Biden plans to wear a well-fitting mask for 5 more days when around others. Well, tomorrow is the big day when LA County public health officials decide on whether or not to reinstate the indoor masking mandate. LA County reported more than 3,500 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, along with 17 new deaths. Tomorrow would be the 14th straight day of our county being in the high COVID-19 transmission level, which would trigger the indoor masking mandate the following day. Public health officials say knowing your status remains key to slowing the spread, as well as layering in other safety measures such as masking. Over the past 7 days, the average number of daily new cases hovered just above 6,000, an 11% drop from the prior week when there were more than 6,700 daily new cases. The number of people who are severely ill and hospitalized appears to be stabilizing as well, with 1,262 people in LA County hospitals over the past week, just about 20 more compared to the week before. But the number of COVID-related deaths, which typically lags behind hospitalizations by several weeks, continues to increase, with an average of 14 deaths reported per day this past week compared to 12 the week before. Despite tomorrow's decision, health experts say masking up in indoor areas that are especially crowded, it's always a good idea. The largest wildfire of the year in California continues to burn near Yosemite National Park, and a group of Torrance firefighters are there right now helping to fight the blaze. At last check, the Oak Fire scorched 18,715 acres, destroying a total of more than 80 structures, including more than 40 homes. The Torrance Fire Department has been there since Monday as part of a strike team working 24-hour shifts, checking on structures near the fire zone and helping to secure them. CAL FIRE says a total of more than 3,100 personnel are out there with 286 engines, 94 dozers, 68 water tenders, and 22 helicopters. Evacuation orders are in place for more than 24 roads in the area, and small and large animals are also being evacuated to 4 different locations, one of which is already at full capacity. The fire is 32% contained, and crews say so far there have been no reports of injuries or deaths. Young students in Torrance have a unique opportunity to learn 2 languages this fall. The Torrance Unified School District recently unveiled its dual immersion program, and there's still time to sign up.
Being biliterate in today's world is so important for our students and for our community. Dual immersion is a program where we have half of the students in the class are native English speakers and half are native Spanish speakers.
Students don't learn language by forcing it, by having them memorize vocabulary, sit down there, open a workbook, and be able to just recite things. They have to internalize it.
Carr and Torrance elementary schools will offer these unique classes for incoming kindergartners and first graders. Dual immersion blends the 2 groups of speakers in the same classroom for the entire school year to help them become bilingual. And once they sign up, it's a multi-year commitment. The kids will grow together in the program until the end of 5th grade. There are only a few spots left, so call the school district if you're interested in signing up. The number is 310-972-6280. And just a reminder that TUSD is helping our most vulnerable students during the summer. The free grab-and-go meal program will continue for another few weeks. Anyone 18 and under can pick up free breakfast and lunch through August 13th at Carr, Edison, and Torrance Elementary Schools, Hull Middle School, and North High School from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Mondays through Fridays. And TUSD teamed up with the City of Torrance to provide school supplies for students in need. The Back to School drive launched this week, and community members are encouraged to drop off new school supplies through Friday, August 19th. Backpacks, calculators, folders, lunch bags, notebooks, and other essential supplies are greatly appreciated. They're even collecting gently used books, dictionaries, and test prep workbooks. Donations will help our students who are in foster care or are experiencing homelessness. You can drop off the items at City Hall, the Permit Center, or the Katie Geisert Civic Center Library. Kids in our city's day camp programs look like they're having a lot of fun this week.
Who wants to go on again?
Our Parks and Recreation Division posted this cute video of our little ones enjoying a train ride on the Southern California Live Steamers Miniature Railroad. I've always wanted to get on that train too. And Dig It, a new business set to open at the Outdoor Village part of the Del Amo Fashion Center next month, brought a bit of its magic to entertain another group of day campers. Its crew created an indoor play space inspired by real-life construction sites, allowing kids to learn and dig, move, climb, and create. Camp leaders thank the business for leading a fun activity that is also jam-packed with STEM lessons that challenge the young minds. To see more updates from our city's day camps, check out our Parks and Recreation Facebook page. Torrance City leaders met last night to conduct city business. It was Mayor George Chen's first time leading the entire meeting, and one of the agenda items discussed was how to proceed with his now vacant District 2 council seat. Council members directed the city clerk to solicit applications and questionnaires from those interested in filling the position. City leaders also honored former Mayor Patrick J. Fury, council members Heidi Ann Ashcraft and Jack Walser, and former City Treasurer Dana Cortez for their years of service to our community. And they approved the continuation of a waiver to conduct virtual meetings if there is a spike in COVID-19 cases. But for now, City Council meetings will return in person starting Tuesday, August 9th. You can catch replays of the entire City Council meeting here on our channel, online, and on the city's YouTube and Facebook platforms. Shakespeare in the Park is coming back to Torrance, bringing live theater to an open space for the entire community to enjoy.
When three ragged monks had sour themselves to death
Shakespeare by the Sea celebrates 25 years of touring Southern California with free shows for the public. This Saturday, July 30th, the group will perform Much Ado About Nothing at 7 p.m. at the Wilson Park Amphitheater. Then on Sunday, Romeo and Juliet will take center stage. Same place, same time. The performances are sponsored in part by the Cultural Services Division of the city's Community Services Department. While the shows are free, the nonprofit will gratefully accept donations. And if you plan to go, make sure to bring a blanket and maybe even a picnic dinner. How would you like to win $1 billion? That could be a reality for one lucky winner if he or she or I grab the right Mega Millions ticket before the next drawing. $830 million were up for grabs last night, but no one hit the jackpot. Still, 8 tickets sold in the U.S. had all but one of the Mega Millions numbers from last night, including a ticket sold in San Bernardino County that is worth more than $2.9 million. Now, the big jackpot has grown to more than $1 billion for the next drawing. It's the biggest number we've seen this year. The winning numbers will be announced on Friday at 8 p.m., and if there is a jackpot winner, they will take home the third largest Mega Millions prize in its 20-year history. 4 people won Mega Millions jackpots this year in California, New York, Minnesota, and Tennessee. As concerns grow over the cost of gas, goods, and other necessities, the Federal Reserve is taking action to slow down inflation. Officials raised interest rates by 0.75% for the second straight meeting, and this is the 4th time the central bank has raised rates this year. June inflation stood at 9.1%, the fastest rate in 41 years, and officials hope this hike will help. However, the rising rates will make it costlier to take out auto, business, or mortgage loans. And in turn, businesses and consumers will presumably borrow and spend less and help cool down the economy. Tomorrow, the government will estimate the gross domestic product for April to June, and economists predict that GDP will show that it shrank for a second straight quarter, which would meet the criteria for when a recession begins. Climate change and wildfires have been a cause for concern for years, and now the U.S. government is deciding to make moves to combat the struggling environment. The Biden administration announced it will plant more than 1 billion trees across millions of acres of burned and dead woodlands in the western U.S. 4.1 million acres are estimated to be in need of replanting following forest fires. This year alone, fires damaged 5.6 million acres. Forest Service workers plan to ramp up from 60,000 acres of replanting per year to 400,000 acres. While many forests regenerate on their own after a wildfire, some damage is so bad that replanting is necessary. The government hopes these steps will counter the toll being taken on our country's forests and climate change. Well, still ahead, it's Way Back Wednesday, and we are taking you back to 1956 and a 2-day celebration across our city. We'll have more when we come back in 60 seconds. At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a positive story that fits the theme for the day. On this Way Back Wednesday, we're taking you back to the 1950s. From 1954 to 56, the population of Torrance grew at a rate of 1,000 new residents per month, and the city government decided that its city hall at the time, which was located on Cravens Avenue, couldn't handle the growing population. So, people pushed to create a new civic center in 1953 on 3 acres of land across Torrance Boulevard. It took some back and forth, but in 1954, a bond measure passed to create the new civic center. City leaders broke ground in 1955, and a dedication ceremony took place in August of 1956, almost 66 years ago. A 2-day celebration took place with a parade on Saturday down Torrance Boulevard with 125 entries, followed by additional dedication ceremonies, rodeos, and an evening watercade and dance at the new swimming pool. That sounds like a lot of fun. It was a special weekend for the community, and we're told about 65,000 residents came out to celebrate. The Civic Center grew to include a main library, an elaborate art center, and recreational facilities that we can take advantage of today. It is always such a joy to take a trip down memory lane and celebrate the rich history of our city. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.